Hey there guys, so last time in the anime we saw that Hayato and Emile were chosen to assist Claire on a savage hunt because there was a lack of personnel, but during their mission Hayato discovered that Emile was actually a girl he had once saved. But when he saw her in danger, Hayato lost control of his powers and Emilia kissed him to bring him back under control. Later she revealed that Hayato was a variant just like her and it requires excessive training to learn how to control that power. A lot was happening since both Claire and Emilia were after Hayato, and in the middle of it all a famous idol stepped into the story to compete for Hayato. Her strong obsession with Hayato was formidable, but her true dream was to spread her songs throughout the world, but some people were plotting to ruin her concert. So now as the story continues, we see that the reason Sakura loved singing was because of her mother who was no longer in this world, but her teachings remained and inspired her to make the world happy with her songs. Well anyway, our Hayato found himself in a tight spot because Claire called him over to her vacation house while she was relaxing. He was struggling to keep himself under control since Claire was in a bikini. After some quarrel and a few accidents, Claire finally revealed that someone was planning to cause trouble at Sakura's concert with a variable stone. Someone had stolen it from the venue, so now Hayato had to ensure Sakura's safety. Since that matter was settled, Claire wanted to have a swimming competition with Hayato and she even picked a swimsuit for him, but the boy ran away to save his chastity. After escaping, he still had some free time, so Hayato and Emilia went out on a date. Her being a girl was still a secret, so they chose a spot far away from where other students usually gathered. First they went to pick out a casual outfit for Hayato and there he bought a beautiful necklace for Emilia, but while leaving the shop they ran into Fritz and Rithia, which was quite the coincidence, and Emilia remembered that Fritz was the one who recommended this shop to her, so when they got the chance both of them ran away. When they stopped to catch their breath, Emilia went to get some cold drinks. And that's when Claire called Hayato to inform him that Sakura had gone off on her own, so Hayato had more work to deal with. But luckily Sakura found him first. She had tracked the guy and wanted to take Hayato to a very special place. Hayato hesitated to leave Emilia alone, but it would be even worse if Sakura encountered Emilia directly, so to prevent trouble Hayato agreed under the condition that Sakura lets her assistant know she is with him. After that she took Hayato to the Grand Canyon of the Little Garden, a place that held precious memories with her mother. She was grateful that Hayato fought the savages to protect it, then she began humming a melody her mother had composed for her. Coincidentally, Hayato's sister also used to sing that same melody, which made Sakura uneasy. She asked about his sister and when she heard it was Karen she was shocked. Because during her childhood when the savages attacked Gutenberg City, Sakura lost her mother, but at the shelter she met a pair of siblings and sang this melody for them. The boy told her it was beautiful and encouraged her to sing more. And only because of that encouragement she chose her career. But Hayato remembered that she had disappeared soon after that day. So Sakura revealed that her father had come to take her, but soon after that she had fallen ill. That's when she lost her voice completely. When no medicine worked, her father grew impatient and sold her to a laboratory. It was run by a scientist named Natalie who was attempting to artificially create slayers by injecting savage blood into children without caring for their lives. There Sakura regained her voice and she sang to comfort the other children. Eventually only she survived. Thankfully Souffle and Charlotte rescued her, and since then she had been living this life. This also made her the same as Hayato, a variant. Sharing their pasts they grew closer, and while taking the last bus back to the city savages suddenly attacked them. Claire received news that Hayato was engaging the savages, but surprisingly Sakura deployed her 100 to help, though it wasn't offensive but supportive, so Hayato went in for the attack and successfully shattered the core. Since that took care of the threat they thought it was over, but another savage appeared and it was even bigger than the last one. Luckily reinforcements arrived with Emile. She saw her beloved Hayato with Sakura, which reminded her of how he ditched her that morning, but there was no time for arguments because the savage was still attacking, so together they dealt with it first. After that she planned to scold Hayato, but the savage regenerated too quickly, then Sakura called out to it and it reacted. Noticing the opening, Hayato went in for the kill, but someone interrupted. He also realized the savage was responding to Sakura's voice, but he and his friends were interrupted by Fritz and his group who picked a fight. However, since they already had the savage cores they eventually retreated. Not taking any unnecessary risks, our group also withdrew. Once back, Claire informed them about the people who attacked. Apparently they were connected to a criminal organization that steals savage cores, since savage cores and variable stones were similar in value. Aside from that, they all returned safely from such a dangerous emergency mission, which proved they were already capable slayers, so Claire decided to put them into the selections. Later, Hayato went to meet Sakura at the beach. She confessed that many people admired her songs because of the emotions they carried, but she thought the real reason was that she was a variant. She believed her voice and songs weren't truly good. A good example was that Savage, which responded to her voice, but Hayato reminded her that her song had touched his heart long before she became a variant, so it had nothing to do with her powers. Believing in his words, she performed at the concert. The venue was completely packed and she sang with all her heart. After her first song, she debuted her personal favorite, the song her mother wrote for her. It was tender, calming, and beautiful. The stream of her performance soared online and her song reached people all across the world. The concert became a worldwide success, and though it was time for her to leave, she boldly claimed Hayato, making Emilia and Claire jealous to their core. But her absence didn't last too long. She returned when she had some free time, and since everyone had worked so hard in the past weeks, they all went to relax at the beach. Hayato was overwhelmed by the women's attention. But the fun didn't last long, as Claire's older brother appeared. He was a cunning sly fox and was eager to meet Hayato. He had detailed information on everyone and even knew Emilia was a girl, but he played along since he wanted to talk to Claire. After that, the trip ended and Claire called everyone to her office to announce they were selected for the anti-Savage mission. But right outside, Juter approached Hayato for a private chat. He asked if Hayato knew what really powered the floating city. The official story was that it ran on nuclear fusion, but in truth it was powered by a girl in deep sleep. Her name was Lisa, the first Slayer invariant in history. And she was also his sister. Claire was furious that Juter revealed this secret, but Juter said he had a reason. He believed Hayato carried divine blood and might awaken Lisa with it, so he told Hayato to touch the shell around her. Hayato was confused, but he tried and it reacted briefly to his power before stopping. It wasn't enough, so Juter backed off. But before leaving, he warned that Natalie was after Lisa, the same scientist who created the 3 rogue hunters. After that, the group departed for their mission, which required them to hunt about 50 savages with allied nation squads. Unfortunately, one of the nations was Gutenberg, and someone there recognized Emilia. Thanks to this, Hayato learned she was actually the 3rd princess of Gutenberg, but Emilia had renounced her title to live with Hayato. However, that fanatical girl accused Hayato of using black magic to charm the princess and challenged him to a duel. Her confidence was nothing but foolishness, since she had no idea who she was up against, so Hayato defeated her with ease. Now their mission began, and for some reason Claudia forced her way into the squad. Fritz was placed into another squad, and when they encountered their first savage, Claudia stole the spotlight by finishing it herself. Meanwhile, the 3 rogues kept watching as the Slayers thinned out the savages. When night fell, the team split into groups for night duty. Since Hayato was the only guy, it caused some fuss. So Claire had him join her group first while Emilia and Erica rested. While keeping watch, Claire and Hayato had a peaceful talk, and soon Claudia reported spotting a huge shadow ahead. Claire and Hayato went to investigate while Claudia stayed behind. Her real plan was to convince Emilia to return home, but ironically her lie turned out to be true, because Claire and Hayato actually did find a savage. Claire attempted to finish it but slipped in the mud, so Hayato had to deliver the final blow. Embarrassed to return like that, Claire decided to wash herself in the lake. It gave her and Hayato a chance to talk more about their past and themselves. But suddenly an emergency signal came through the radio. It was Fritz, whose squad was under attack by the 3 rogue slayers again. Just when things looked dire, Claire arrived as Hayato ran to call others. Claire is the dominant queen, so she asked the rogues to just surrender. But as the rain began to pour, the situation shifted in favor of the rogues. But right there, our video has to end for today, but stay tuned to find out what happens next, and for that, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Till then, take care.